joined Solid Soul 83's live. In the chat, I was like, I want to come up, but I'm kind of nervous. And she was basically saying, like, this is a judgment free zone. Now, on this particular day, it was like Bipolar Awareness Day or Mental Health Day. And she was saying that she had been having a hard time just like getting out of bed and dealing with depression because her mom just passed. And my heart goes out to her on that regard. She said she had managed to get up out the bed and ended up cooking for her family. At that point, just chilling and doing a live. So I get up on the live, let her know, well, before I start my story, I need to transfer the notes to my other phone so that I will be able to read them on live. Get some feedback and maybe just conversate, answer some questions. But that's not quite how it went. I pretty much started telling my story, reading off everything that's on the phone. She kind of just like stopped me, and I don't know if she realized that I was actually reading the entire story. And she was asking me questions, but if she would have just waited for me to finish the story, then she would have got the answer. The whole purpose of me telling the story is me getting out of that apartment into my own apartment and getting away from that relationship. I was probably rambling. I am highly intelligent and attack with my emotions in a sense that I'm becoming more and more mature and accepting of my reality and understanding that I can change it. She basically started asking me, did I have mental health issues? And I didn't appreciate that because it's just like, basically, are you asking me like, am I slow or is something wrong with me because of the way I told my story? And you specifically said that it will be a judgment-free zone, and I felt completely judged at the end of that because it's just like, why would you ask me about my mental health history if you're not judging me? You know what I'm saying? Was my story that harsh to listen to that you felt like I had some sort of mental disorder going on? Basically, I told her, yeah, I was diagnosed with something. So I don't have anything that is like what she's going through because I believe that she's currently taking medication and I'm not. And I'm not going to take medication because some things you either are going to accept the therapy and the medication or you're going to do the holistic route and be a mature adult and not an animal. I'm not accusing her or anyone else of being an animal if we have a mental health disorder, but I'm saying some of the behaviors of a person who's out of control, that's not acting like a human, you acting like a dog. And people glorify that sometimes. They want to say they crashing out and this and that. I'm beyond that. I'm not going to crash out. I don't care what the situation is. The world could probably blow up and I'm not going to crash out. I'm offended by what she was trying to insinuate that maybe I should go back and start getting mental health therapy. I'm not doing that because I don't need it. And I find that she was hypocritical because she indulges in alcohol and medication. That's a recipe for disaster. You're not really trying to get better at that point. You are trying to just cope with your emotions. I've actually taken a course on this and I'm a trauma healing specialist, closing that chapter of being a crash out, quote unquote, or feeling like I need mental health therapy from another person that I can't help myself with. Some of the things that helped me, taking a course where I took an exam at the end and I got a certificate. The course was by somebody named Roman Zanoni. Taught me some important things about mental health and how to deal with any sort of depression, anxiety, grief, a crash out, a pushover, a narcissist, all kind of things. The way you deal with any sort of emotion is you're going to filter it through a window with 3 different parts. The first part is your beliefs. So all your emotions might fall into the beliefs window. The second part is your perception. Many things in our life or many of our emotions are surrounded by our perception of things. And the last thing is your reality. You filter your emotions through those 3 things. And if you can start to identify those things, then you can start to move on from them, heal from them, and live the life that you want to live instead of being depressed, having anxiety, taking medication, going to therapy, spending money on that. Another thing is just having goals. In your life, if you don't have specific goals, you are allowing yourself to just roam free in this world without any direction. When you have goals for your life, you're not focusing on your trauma and stuff like that. You're focusing on your goals. You're focusing on what you want to do in your life. And then it turns out all these mental health disorders will fall into just things that we are thinking in our mind and things that we are telling ourselves, and we call those cognitive distortions. So I'm going to get all deep into that, and I still appreciate Solid Soul for letting me come up on her platform. I'll be back with part 2.